Hey guys, Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale, kinda, sorta. Just a quick video, guys. I wanted to wish you a happy holidays. Frankly, I didn't have any Clash Royale content ready for you today, but I wanted to still say hi to you guys. It is the day after Christmas, but no matter what you celebrate, happy holidays to you. This time of year, definitely, I think a lot of it is just the nostalgia and then getting to relive that, especially through my eyes, or the eyes of my son, I should say. It's a special time of year. It is difficult too because I have loved ones who aren't here anymore. I know a lot of you guys struggle with that as well. But I think it's, I remain sanguine about everything and, just try to enjoy everything for what it is. I had a quiet Christmas with my son, went over to my dad's house, opened up some presents. It was pretty cool. Obviously had a lot of food, way too much food. I want to talk a little bit about my New Year's, not resolutions. I'm not a resolution guy, but I think it is a good time to kind of, I don't know, just kind of level set with yourself and like, okay, who do I want to be and how am I going astray and how can I get back on track with whatever it is in life, whatever you want to improve about yourself, right? It's just kind of a good excuse to do that. So I'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. Before we get into, I'm going to give you my quick holiday recap. And I want to show you guys this first. I saw this. I'm probably going to turn this into a YouTube short to add some like funny music to it or something. But look at this, man. From Mehmet Salih Kotan. Mega Knight rework concept. Check this out. I cracked up, man. This is funny. This is funny. Dude, come on, man. That's good stuff. Good shout out to my man Mehmet, man, because I really cracked up. This has got to be a YouTube short, man. That's really, really funny stuff. I'm really working on my YouTube short game, and I'll be honest with you guys, it's not too good. It's not too good. We need to improve it quite a bit, but I have been uploading shorts, I should say, from time to time. I might throw in a live stream coming in 2022 as well, just from time to time to share with you guys. But back to the holidays, I went out with I didn't really do much of anything, really. I went to my my cousin's house on Christmas Eve, and we were the only ones there. Like, usually there's like 30 people or so or more, and then me and my brother showed up, and that was it. It was just us, but it ended up being like an amazing time. My ex had my son, so it was just me and my bro, and we just had dinner with them, and it was really cool to see like my cousins and their kids and stuff like that. So we ended up making the best of it, and again, yesterday just kind of chilled. I ate way too much, as I mentioned, and then I got so tired like at 9 o'clock, man. I am officially old, OLD. In case you missed it too, I announced my, I know, with bated breath all you guys were waiting for, my what deck is he going to play in 2023 video. Well, I announced it's going to be Golem because I'm old. And I actually saw a few of you guys tweeting me saying that you're old too. And I appreciate that. I appreciate you oldies out there. I feel like Golem's going to be right up my alley to have a nice high win percentage with. And who knows, maybe a fella can dream, right? Maybe even reach the top of the leaderboards in 2023. I do think I'm going to be changing my channel a little bit. I've been doing this already. Some of you may have noticed, some of you may not have, some of you may not care at all. But less frequent uploads, but I'm going to change the tenor of the content a little bit. Going to make it focused on more community stuff, talking about, like, I guess, overarching themes, maybe some in long format with guests as well. We did that, like, the Wizard Dilemma video. That was just kind of me chatting with you guys, kind of like this video. But essentially, I want to get more into these conversational topics, maybe bring you guys up to date if you're new players on the history of certain things in the game, maybe covering controversial topics as well. I kind of like diving into whatever the overall zeitgeist of Clash Royale is at the current moment, what people are talking about, what people are happy about, what people are mad about. I like talking about that, almost like a newsy type format, and I'll be supplementing with, as I said, maybe a few live streams, maybe a few YouTube shorts as well, so expect that here going on. I don't have any massive, even though the views are, kind of down on the channel, I don't really have any massive aspirations to change games or anything like that. I still enjoy Clash Royale, and I don't know, I mean, this is not a knock at any other content creators. I think I mentioned this before on the channel, but I see all the time, not even in Clash Royale, just like every game, a creator going on their YouTube channel, talking to, thousands or millions of people and saying, like, I just don't enjoy it anymore. My heart's not in it. And maybe it's my age, and not to be judgy, because like I respect anybody's, decisions about what games they cover, but maybe it's my age. But it's like, bro, Dude, who loves their job? Not that many people love their job, and you play a video game, man. Force yourself to like it, all right? It's like, I'm not passionate about it. Who cares? It's your job. But at the end of the day, I do appreciate it for what it is. You know, some days I like Clash Royale. Sometimes I'm not really in the mood for Clash Royale, but to cover a video game for a living, I'm just so grateful to have the opportunity to do that. Because if you had told me of, like, I don't know, when I was back playing Nintendo in 3rd grade, you know, if someone had told me while I was reading my Nintendo Power magazines that half of you probably have no idea what that's about, that you were going to cover video games of any kind. A mobile phone, I wouldn't even know what that is, you know? But you're going to cover video games. I think I would die of just shock and pleasure at third grade Tim or whatever, or Ash, sorry. Outed my own name, damn it. But seriously, guys, I also want to focus a little bit. You know, I've made a few videos this year about my own kind of mental health, physical health stuff that I want to work on myself, you know? And I definitely want to really turn a page in 2023. And I would encourage you guys to do the same. Listen, I think it's kind of corny to have New Year's resolutions, but I also think, as I said earlier, it's a good time to kind of take inventory on, you know, where you're at right now, mentally and physically. And the big things that I personally want to work on is, and I think this is the key, and I mentioned this again before, but I think it bears repeating, is the key to life, in my opinion, to improving yourself, is to make small changes, right? Making small changes really going to help you overall make a larger impact. Those small changes are going to snowball, you know? So for me, I wanted to start with the nitty-gritty daily routines, and I want to start adding healthier habits and routines. Like, I have too many freaking, as I'm talking to you guys, I drink way too many Monster Energy. I'm so hooked on these Ultra Sunrise Monster Energy drinks. I don't think they're the end of the world. I know some people are like, energy drinks, yeah. I don't think it's the end of the world, but I drink too many, man. I do it every day, and I've kind of got, like, I don't even drink them for the caffeine. I drink them for the visceral sensation of cracking open a nice cold can. I'm wanting to sip right now, you know? So that's a small thing that I want to change. So I want to start, like, eating better and taking better care of myself beyond the Monster Energy drinks. And I want to do that through adding positive things versus focusing so much on changing negative things. And I think that's really the key to positive change, right? No matter what it is, eating and smoking, whatever it may be in your life, something that you want to do differently, I think adding in a positive is easier and better and more successful in the long term than getting rid of a negative right away, right? So cold turkey, it used to work for me. It doesn't work for me anymore, you know? So I want to add, you know, positive things to my daily routine. I do want to meditate, hopefully every day, even if it's 5 minutes. I really want to calm down a little bit. You know, I'm a worrier. I'm an anxious person by nature, right? My mind's always racing. So I want to continue. I always meditate already, but maybe like 2 times a week on average. I really want to get that to every day, because I need to really calm down and accept things as they are, because ultimately, you know, that's how you can get through life, right? Is realizing that you don't worry about things that are out of your control, and coming to some sort of an acceptance of those things, right? On top of that, I want to learn more, right? I really want to, this is a crazy thing that I want to do here in the next year, but I really want to improve my memory, and I want to become not a memory athlete per se, but you ever see any of those documentaries about, like, people who can memorize crazy things? Humans, generally speaking, can remember like 5 to 8 digits or so, like numbers in a row. That's why phone numbers are usually around 7 digits, depending on where you are in the world. But using the memory palace technique, right? Using these techniques that anybody can learn. It's not an inherent skill that people have, right? Because they did these studies where I think they give people the same training regimen of people with these astounding memories who can remember, like, you know, thousands of digits in a row, right? They gave people the same training for 6 weeks, and they were able to come very close to these experts. So I think I really want to do that and just see what the limitations of my own memory are, because I feel like it's pretty bad right now. But I feel like it can be a lot better if I utilize some of this. You're tapping into the same part of your brain, essentially, that when you're driving and you don't even realize you've been driving, but you've done it, you've drove somewhere. You're tapping into that same kind of conscious, subconscious, if you will. That autopilot is a better way to describe it. So I want to get better with my memory. I've been so solitary this last year or two. Really starting with COVID, but it's just gotten worse instead of better, even with COVID going down. I mentioned this before on the channel, but I've really just, I've really been enjoying my time alone, and my time with just me and my son as well. But because of that, I haven't been the best friend. I mentioned that before on the channel. I haven't been the best, boyfriend in the past. So I really want to be super attentive. If any of you guys have any advice on that, I'm all ears. Seriously, I'm a self-help addict. I'm a hopeless self-help addict where I've read like every book. I've listened to every audiobook, but I really can't hit the nail on the head when it comes to optimizing, or I should say getting out of this kind of hole that I've dug myself to where that I'm so comfortable alone. Even though I'm naturally fun, I'm extroverted when I'm out, I just don't want to go out. I'd rather be by myself, watch a documentary, read a book or whatever, But I need to get out a little bit more because we're social animals, I don't know. I kind of struggle with that, honestly. But those are the things that I want to work on here in 2022. And again, even with the social stuff, I think that just making those small changes is going to be a great thing for me, right? Like forcing myself to do small things, maybe once a week, go to a club or a meeting or something if I can find any club or a meeting that interests me at all. I think that would be a great step at getting out a little bit more, So I want to do those things. And I think for my son's sake too, right? I think that it's awesome that I spend so much one-on-one time with him, just solely focused on him. But it's also maybe unorthodox in a way, right? Where he's not getting a lot of time with kids his own age. He's only 5, right? He's not in school yet. So, I mean, I'm sure that will come in time. But it's also like, it's awesome that I play with him like all the time. But it's also like, okay, maybe that's not super, maybe he needs kids his own age too to develop those social skills and stuff like that, right? So that's something that I need to work on, is becoming better friends to other parents out there, But anyway, those are the things that I want to work on in the coming year. I'm also like really, really into philosophy. I mentioned Philosophize This, but I think it's a great podcast to get into if you're not, super into philosophy and whatnot. But I'm a big fan of that. It's one of my favorite podcasts out there. But I read a lot of philosophy, and I'm just engrossed in these big, deep questions of life all the time. And what that's done is it's made me an incredibly introspective person. It's a deep thinker, but it's also given me some sort of a weird temperamental issue as to where I can't really, I don't have the temperament, I should say, to focus on light conversations, right? Like just the chit chat, the light stuff. I'm really not that good at it anymore. And I get super easily bored by how's the weather, how are things, blah, blah, blah. What are you cooking for dinner tomorrow night or whatever, I like the deep questions. What is the meaning of life? Does consciousness exist? Stuff like that. And that is not a normal, conversational, something that you'd expect to have a conversation with over a random dinner or whatever. So that's something that, like, the more I get into that line of thinking all the time, it's becoming almost like a neurosis for me, I think, I'm getting a little bit manic about these big questions of life, where I'm losing touch with, I guess, the reality of what, the day-to-day is like for a lot of people. I don't know why I'm telling you guys all this, but I do like to check in from time to time. I think I should probably cap it there, though. I probably blabbed on long enough with the bouncing. One more bouncing Mega Knight before we leave, huh, guys? What do you say? All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you don't mind this super long, rambly video, but wishing you guys the happiest of New Year's. Much love out there, much positivity, especially if you need it out there right now. Love you guys. Thank you for everything all year long. I'll see you on the next one, and as always, take care, guys.